Hi, I'm Cheng Thom, and you're watching Ask Kai, Quickies, a series of short videos in which I answer all your sexy sex questions, all your romantic romance questions, and all your relationship-y relationship questions so you can live your best queer life. So I just want to say that today's question really just makes my heart completely melt. I was like, oh, precious angel for asking this question. They are a person who says, I am a closeted gay teen. How do I know if someone is gay? If my crush is gay, how should I flirt with him? Oh, this is amazing. This is just so amazing. I'm just so moved. This is just lovely. I just love the idea of young queers finding themselves and looking for love. And this is also a question that I used to encounter quite a lot when I was a youth counselor, working with teens who were closeted and looking to start romances for the first time. So there's a few questions in here, and I want to answer them. But first, I just want to say, yay to all the closeted queer teens out there. You are so important and precious and powerful, and we love you. And to all the out queer teens out there, also you are precious and important and powerful, and we love you. Please keep asking your questions, get some answers. Sometimes adults don't give the best answers, but we're trying our best. And know that at the end of the day, you need to do what is right for you. This is my segue into answering all these questions. At the end of the day, you need to do what's right for you. There isn't really a formula for starting to flirt or starting to date or developing gaydar. It's sort of based on your context and what feels right and fun and safe for you in the moment. A few maybe helpful guidelines are around knowing if someone is queer. Well, there is always the option of just asking them. And I'm a big fan of just asking questions because that is the way that we are most likely to get clear answers. So it is often okay to ask someone if they might be into us. I wouldn't go right to someone and ask, are you gay? That's a bit of an intense approach, and it also might put someone in an awkward situation. But if you're already friends with somebody and there's a budding romance developing, it is actually totally okay to ask, are you into me? I'm into you. Of course, that makes things potentially awkward if they say no. And so this is where the direct asking approach, gets us fast answers and is clear, but also can be very hard on the heart. So a less direct approach might be to use some of the tools that are available to us in the digital era and look for signs that a person might be gay or queer, do they have any social media profiles where they might just say that they are gay, or where they are resharing or liking content that is queer or queer adjacent? This is sometimes a fun and helpful hint. I think that, gossip can always be a challenging thing, but I also know teens and I know human beings, and I just know that asking somebody's friends is also an option that is often on the table. So if you have a crush and you know their friends, asking their friends if they're queer is also a potential option. We always want to be careful about talking about people behind their back, because that can come around to, bite us in some weird ways. But, if it happens, it happens. This is another way of getting the information. So there is the strategy of asking directly. There is the strategy of sort of soaking up the atmosphere around that person. And then there's the strategy of talking about that person with other people who know them. And all of them have potential benefits and potential drawbacks. Something cute about asking your crush's friends about their friend that you have a crush on is maybe they have a crush on you, and then sometimes friends will develop a little romance plan, sort of Parent Trap scenario, and that can be really fun and cute. only if it's wanted, though. So, I just encourage everyone to do a lot of checking in about that sort of thing. So the second question is, if my crush is gay, how should I go about flirting with him? And I just want to say, like, oh, sweet, precious summer child, no one knows. No one knows how to flirt. It is an ancient mystery stretching back to the dawn of time. No one knows how to flirt. Yes, there are people who write books about it. There are YouTube videos. There are scam artists. There are tips. There are tricks. But no one knows how to flirt. Why? Because it is not a formula. It's so much about feeling the energy of the other person and knowing what feels flirty to them, what feels flirty to you, and what the overlap is. And so I cannot give you like fun pickup lines or like tried and true strategies. What I can say is, in order to flirt with someone, you need to be in the same room as them, or like talking to them. I guess you could talk digitally. You need to be communicating. There is no way to flirt with someone if you are like blushingly avoiding them and running away from them, which is something that we often do with our crushes. To flirt with someone, you need to be talking to them. So that's step one. Make sure you are talking to them. Step two is paying attention to them. Like, what do they find funny? What do they find interesting? What do they seem to like about you? And then playing up those aspects. Like, people find flirting usually quite humorous. There's like jokes involved. Make jokes that they find funny, not jokes that you find funny, but they don't. This is also a pathway that flirting tends to go wrong, is where we are making jokes and the other person doesn't find them funny. So pay attention to what they find funny and make jokes about that. Some of us find that very easy. Others of us are like, I'm not a funny person. I can never tell jokes. Skip that then. Don't worry about it. Pay attention to what they're interested in, what they find important. Do they like to read? Do they like TV? What kind of music do they listen to? Are they into fashion? Pay attention to what they're interested in and talk about that. Ask them questions. Let them know that what they're interested in, you're also interested in. Do not pretend to be interested in things that you are not in order to get their attention. This works temporarily and then just gets very weird and messy later on. Look for the overlap. What are they interested in that you're interested in? And then finally, go with what feels good to you. A lot of people will try to make themselves someone else in order to flirt with someone. They're like, oh, I have to be better than I am, sexier than I am, funnier than I am, more deep and romantic than I am. Don't try any of that. Be more of you. Notice like what they are interested in, what they like about you, and just be more of that. Be yourself. Allow yourself to be weird and awkward. If you're going to be weird and awkward, let's just be real. Flirting is real and awkward. Since the dawn of time, flirting has been weird and awkward, even for the smoothest operators. You are allowed to be weird and awkward, and the more you let yourself laugh about how weird and awkward you're being, the less weird and awkward you will actually come off. So allow that to happen as well. And then finally, I would say, like, enjoy the process of having a crush, like the excited feelings. It's possible that your crush will not crush back. That's always so disappointing. There will be other crushes too, and I guarantee you there will be people who have crushes on you, and at some point those things will overlap. Your crush, their crush, you're going to have mutual crushes. It's going to come together. Enjoy the adventure. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be great. Okay, kids. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Be safe, flirt well. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe at Xtra Magazine.